Commuters will be subject to an increase in taxi fares in the near future, as the Trinidad and Tobago Taxi Drivers Network says the recent rise in fuel prices has left them with no other choice. The news was one of several issues raised at a press conference in Chaguanas on Tuesday. Janine Browne reports.
We are losing, some of us are losing in the thousands at the end of the month when we check it up.
This, as the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Taxi Drivers Network says increasing fares comes as a last resort. He says some fares have been in place for as long as 10 years, but with the subsidy on fuel being chipped off bit by bit each fiscal year, maintaining these prices is no longer sustainable. To combat this, they are proposing that government consider a special subsidy for each vehicles.
Right, we are making a request to them, a proposal that they subsidize all H vehicles with a gas subsidy. So we now can pass on that subsidy to the traveling public.
High gas prices are just one of the many concerns for the taxi drivers. There's also the ongoing concern of private cars infiltrating the trade, which the bona fide taxi drivers say make it even harder for them to make an honest day's pay. Mr. Acosta is calling for army personnel to be dispatched to patrol the legally designated taxi stands so as to deter private cars from dominating the routes.
That they deputize 2,000 army men who is already being paid, that will cut costs to do our job. Right? And we believe that will help with the enforcement and the lawlessness around our taxi stand.
The network also reiterates its concern about taxi services like Uber, which it says needs to be stopped once and for all from operating in this country.
We have a document here where B-Mobile is now offering a service to all Uber drivers. And we want to know how could a government institution offer a service to an illegal entity.
The Uber service first announced it would set up operations in Trinidad back in October of 2016. It was officially launched in January 2017, starting at a base fare of $20 TT. Janine Browne, C News.
The president of the Princestown Tobago Taxi Drivers Association is warning commuters against taxi drivers who are illegally raising fares without the association's approval. Chandradath Rampasad raised the concern at a press conference today, saying aged drivers of the St. Croix Tobago route have been advertising increases in fares to come into effect on October 30th. But he said the problem is that they are not qualified to do so, as they do not belong to a bona fide association.
They have taxi budget, but what we are saying is they're illegal and they only want to do the wrong thing. And right, you see, when you want to do the wrong thing, right, you wouldn't want to be in an association who somebody talking to you.
He urges the public to be vigilant and travel only with the Princestown Tobago taxis, as they belong to the legal association.